Good afternoon. It's September 22nd at probably around 6 p.m. I just got back from teaching Ayurvedic Tantra Vinyasa at Adya Yoga, and it was a nice and relaxing class. Today's the first day of fall, the anniversary of my grandfather's death, and also the day of love and friendship in Bolivia. So the season is supposed to be changing, but it's actually 90 degrees out here. So it's a little confusing teaching the Ayurvedic yoga. Usually during this time of the season I would be teaching a transitional type of yoga, but it's so hot that I really don't feel that it's appropriate to be teaching a grounding and warming style of yoga. So I just went with my intuition and taught cooling yoga. We did some wide-legged forward folds and a lot of side stretching and inner thigh stretching for the cooling aspect. And then we did a nice and long grounding, yes it was grounding, savasana. Very nice savasana. So I'm out here in the garden. I wanted to show you all a little bit of what I have growing. So over here, I need to water my plants, but there's still a few nice ones. It is getting late in the season, so they are starting to exhaust. These are marigolds. We still have some buds wanting to come out. Oregano, some lavender, which I want to plant into the ground before it gets too cool. A stump of wood that looks like a new moon, or also maybe half of a watermelon. Some more marigolds over here. I've got this sad kale, which was eaten away by a gang of rascally cute worms. Wait, was it caterpillars? Some caterpillars. I'm thinking I'll just probably plant some lettuce in place of that sad little kale. I got my lettuce seedlings over here. I started these from seed, and they're sprouting up really nicely already. A couple more marigolds over here. I've got my kumquat tree. You can see we got little kumquats already starting to bud. At the base we got some more marigolds. I have chives, radishes over here in this corner, carrots, and some more carrots over here. This whole bed of New Zealand spinach. These spinaches have really proliferated this season, and I'm really grateful because I've been eating so much spinach from the garden, and they're still going strong. This is really awesome. I had some shelves, and I just knocked out the back of the shelves, and then we dug a hole into the ground, and we just used them as the raised beds instead of building our own raised beds. You kind of just repurposed these shelves into raised beds, and it was really easy. All we had to do was put a little bit of soil amendment in there. I got another lettuce over here, another couple lettuces over here. Some fancy lettuce. That fancy little guy. Some aloe and a couple succulents. We got so much lettuce seeding. a few mint plants. Got another one down here. And a couple more succulents over here. We're gonna mount this palette on the wall in the Ola Yoga Studio set. Fill these guys with some landscaping material here, and so that it doesn't, these little shelves, these little planters, they don't leak and they don't get all messy. So just fill them with some landscaping material, fabric, and plant the little herbs and maybe a couple succulents in there. And then we got this big guy, and I think we're gonna do the same thing with this one, and it's gonna be really nice for the set. This little guy in his little teapot, super cute. We broke the top of the teapot, so we just used to plant a little guy over there. Our little caricatures. It's Danny, the monkey, me, the budgie, and Lucia, the owl. So harvest has been really good this season, and I'm really thankful that I have a space to have a garden. The other house I was living in didn't really have a yard or anything like that, so I was just planting in containers, and I'm just so grateful to have my garden here. I've been having trouble with these tomatoes. I think they weren't getting enough light, so I moved them over here to get a little bit. They were right there, but I think it was just too little sun, and I'm just waiting for these guys to ripen, to turn red, and then I'm gonna pull them out, and I'm gonna put the spinach in here. Maybe I'll put like about 6 probably little spinach seedlings in here, and I'm sure they'll grow really pretty big in this large. We just upcycled this recycling container. It's like meta. And then, oh no, somebody ate. Oh no, somebody ate it. I guess that's why I have to harvest early. I got my little cucumbers over here. They haven't been doing so hot either. I'm thinking it might be the containers, but I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just the fact that they got infiltrated with these nasty guys. I've got a lot of little cucumbers over here. So as soon as they ripen, I'm going to also pull these out and plant some more, maybe 6 or so lettuce seedlings in here and get some nice heads. Got some nasturtium over here. I got the herbs in this little planter, some basil, sage, that's stevia in the back, thyme, fennel, and 2 little parsleys on the side. I love this little planter. Thank you, David. And then we got another lavender right here. I'm also gonna plant this before it gets too cold directly into the earth. And then when we're done with that planter, I'm gonna put some more lettuces in there. Got some more lettuces over here. This hot peppers. Got some hot peppers. Also reaching exhaustion, so we'll be pulling this up soon too. As soon as the last ones harvest the last couple peppers. And then we'll finish off with the lettuces. Oh yeah, we got this rose here, but this rose has been really sad, so I think it's not getting enough light. It's like right behind this tree, and it's just not getting enough light. It needs a lot of fertilizer too, so I think in the next spring, I'm gonna unearth this rose and move it to next to the lavender, where I want to put the lavender. We'll have a nice little flower garden. So yeah, this is my garden. This evening after restorative yoga, I'm gonna make a churna for my khichdi diet. So my churna is gonna be specifically for my dosha, which is vata pitta. So it's gonna be warming, grounding, and so I'm vata and I have a vata imbalance. So I'm gonna really try to focus on bringing my vata back into balance with my khichdi diet, my khichdi churna. So churna means just like a mixture of spices. And so the spices that I'm going to be mixing together, like I said, are vata spices. I also have a lot of respiratory issues. I have asthma and I've had bronchitis a couple times in my life, about like 3 or 4 maybe more times. So that's considered to be chronic bronchitis. Once I think bronchitis is like a virus, so once you have bronchitis, you kind of have it for life. So I'm going to be really focusing on the vata aspect that's out of balance, and then the lungs also hold air, and vata is space and air elements. So that makes sense that I would have issues in the air lungs area of the body. So yeah, I'll put it together and then I'll explain a little bit more about churna and khichdi diet. And I'm going to start my khichdi diet on Monday. So see you after yoga.